And the other thing that a lot of people aren't talking about and we don't know, and I really hope and am literally legitimately praying that this doesn't happen. But I don't know about you, like everything I've read says that the efficacy of these vaccines after 6 months, like no one really knows. And like I don't know about you. I got mine in late April. So I've already passed the 6 month mark, and like I'm hoping I can get a booster sometime soon. But for some people, they got their vaccine in or February, and all the indications are that people are not as fast to get their booster as they are to get the original shot. And all that tells me is this thing isn't over. And the notion that people think that that Kyrie is getting an exemption, and also like you got like, and you said this, and I think it's super smart, and I want to repeat it. The politics, especially in the social media world, and especially in like a post-Trump world, whatever it is legitimately 99.9% about optics, and whether that mandate that the De Blasio originally put in was smart or stupid or whatever you think, and even though it has to do with entertainers and which is a very 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 small minority, the optics of any type of lifting of a mandate in the middle of the winter when the vaccines could be wearing off on people, that just doesn't sound like something that's in a politician's best interest in a city as liberal as New York. But that's just me. That's just my take.
I mean, it's everybody with sense is take, right? If you take I I am an insane Nets fan.
Yep.
I want to believe. I sent you screen caps of the text that I sent Eric Adams on the day that he got elected.
Yep.
I wasn't even bashful, and he didn't return them, which he shouldn't have. But at the same time, he should ignore my stupid ass. But at the same time, what the other part of this that you don't understand, that people don't understand, is all these unvaccinated people are basically allowing this virus to churn inside him and create variants. And if these variants start to spread, we're fucked. There's no more money to do what they did last year. There's no stimulus checks coming again. Now it's just lock in and get broke. The damage could be just so much worse. And these smug anti-vaxxers with their ivermectin and other shit that don't work and other medications that will only work for the rich. $3,000 cocktail. Free vaccination. You mean to tell me you want to tell the people of East New York to come pay $3,000 for some ivermectin Joe Rogan cocktail? You want to tell the poor people of Red Hook, the poor people of Brownsville, the poor people of Canarsie, Starlight City, Mill Basin. You want to tell those working class people, my doctor prescribed me a $3,000 cocktail of amazing stuff, and I got better in a week. I can't taste anything, but I got better in a week. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. This is not you. You
it's so
can't,
true. It's
like,
crazy.
the you're not afraid of COVID. You're afraid of the vaccine, right? This is the madness. I called because we can't go to Haiti because it's madness there for the same reason there's madness here. I'm talking to my groundskeeper, and we're going much longer than I thought we were. I call and talk to my groundskeeper. My groundskeeper and I start having this conversation. And that's when it just dawns on me how much just first world country privilege that we have. He loves basketball. He basically watches my same direct TV streaming thing from there. So he sees all of the Nets game. And we were talking. He's asking me a question. He's like, yo, where's Kyrie? And I'm explaining to him, oh, Kyrie won't get vaccinated because he doesn't believe in the vaccine. And like that shit just went way over his head. He was like, so he's scared of COVID? I'm like, no. He doesn't want to. He's scared of the vaccine. He's scared of the medicine. I'm like, yes, he's scared of the medicine. And in my mind, as I'm going through this conversation with this young man, he's not that young anymore, but it just doesn't make sense to him. Because guess what? He had to put his son, and his wife on what's called the top to go all the way to Port-au-Prince, which is an hour and a half away from my house, to the airport where they were administering the vaccine to people. He stood on a line for 4 hours to get the damn shot so that he could greet my people who come for our Airbnb, and he could protect his family from this disease. And you mean to tell me a multimillionaire who they would parachute in doctors to give him the vaccine doesn't take it? These are first world problems. Okay, I've gone too far, Sam. Sorry. Sorry.
No, I mean, I 100% agree. I think I'm like, my mind is blown by it. I think, and to close the loop and to relate it back to the Nets, I think this idea that like people like Nets fans feel the need to say like quote unquote I stand with Kyrie. I don't know, like I just don't know what the fuck that means. Like what do you stand, like what are you standing with? Why are you standing with him? And I hope everyone knows that, you know, like human beings are complex. You can like something someone does and not like something someone does. Kyrie buying George Floyd's family a home is an unbelievable act of kindness. Him not getting the vaccine is fucking dumb. And the things he said about it are really stupid. Like, two things can be true.
Exactly. And I could believe in respecting what someone's believes in, but at the same time, understand that person believes in bullshit. Yep. We literally saw over 1,000 human beings, mostly white, in a country that gives them all kinds of privilege. But we saw 1,000 people line up on both sides of the grassy knoll where John F. Kennedy was killed, and standing there waiting for QAnon, for what QAnon predicted, that JFK was coming back. Do you understand where we are with people with bad ideas in this country, Samuel?
It's crazy.
It's madness. Yep. They think, listen, I don't talk to my little cousin sometimes just because of the nonsense that they're telling us. They're saying to me that QAnon told them, and these are my smart cousins, my cousin in MIT, who is saying to me, QAnon says Tupac isn't dead. Tupac isn't dead? How the fuck would QAnon know if Tupac is dead or not? Do you understand the stupid shit people are fixing their mouths and saying in a first world country? It's madness, Sam. Madness.
Yep.
Respecting people's ability to believe what they want is one thing. But it doesn't mean you have to respect their bad ideas. And it's almost a crime if you let them just keep going on believing things that are nonsense.
Yep.
Dude, we're not supposed to go an hour on post game. We had a we had a production meeting. Matter of fact, a production group chat text.
Yeah. It's all good.
That we would do these fast. I'm sorry.
I think the Rodgers thing really just amped us both up.
Nah, the Rodgers thing just shows that we're in a really, really bad place, man. Both Rodgers and Kyrie. I think I posed an interesting question on Twitter, but nobody really fed into it. But you know, Rodgers' girlfriend is some kind of homeopathic healer, and so is Kyrie's. I wonder how much that has to do with what's going on. I hope someone who's a better, who's a real investigative journalist kind of looks at that point. You know, I don't know, man. I just want him to do the right thing in the sense of, and I don't, maybe I can't really suggest what the right thing is, you know, but based on all of the science, based on how much the efficacy of this thing and how much it's just keeping us from moving forward as a society, South Korea, you know, where I also have family because of my wife, is basically COVID free and doing really well. And it was because their society trusted each other. It's because they were able to just quickly everybody get COVID, everybody get the vaccine, and they did it. And our country, man, for the worst reasons, from listening to the worst people, from Trump, a charlatan and reality TV show star that somehow became president, Joe Rogan, a kickboxer and podcaster, is giving medical advice like he's the Surgeon General. Tim Pool, that idiot, got COVID and he called and he calls Joe Rogan. Aaron Rodgers gets COVID, he calls Joe Rogan. Millionaires, you could have got the vax for free and you wouldn't have to do none of this bullshit. You could have taken no horse dewormer. I love my Brooklyn Nets, Sam. What say you? You still love your Brooklyn Nets? And I love Kyrie too, by the way.
I do. I'm pumped, but also nervous for, Sunday's game against the Raptors is going to be tough. That's the type of team that me and you get nervous about. Long, athletic, feisty.
And they're staunch defenders, man. We're going to need a better KD next game, and we're going to need a better Harden to beat those guys. We will be there to cover it, Brooklyn Nets fan, and I promise there will be no tirades. I will not give long-winded, but heartfelt. Like I mean that shit. I want us to be a better society. I want us to be better people. I want the bad guys to stop winning. I want people to stop hoodwinking guys like Kyrie. Like Kyrie didn't create that flat earth shit. Kyrie didn't create the other crazy shit that he believes in. Kyrie didn't create this anti-vax movement. It's internet knowledge. And I'm, as someone who's worked on the internet since 1996, I'm an OG in this space. We had different, like when we were imagining what the internet could be with broadband, this is not what we pictured. We didn't know we would poison each other like this. We thought, oh my God, no kid will ever have to buy an encyclopedia again. And now, no kid got any goddamn sense. Samuel Lachow is my partner. You can find him on Twitter. I am typically at Eve Darbruz, and we are Pod Thorn. We'll be back on for the Raptors game. Later, everybody. Pod Thorn. Pod Thorn. Pod Thorn.